Tonight is Shell's turn to do a solo investigation. She chose a location just outside of Wenlock, a dark country lane with nobody around. Let's see what she found. Hi guys, and welcome to my first ever solo investigation for Coven Paranormal. Now obviously I have been on a solo vigil before because I've done a few with M&A, but I've always had the comfort of having the rest of the team close by, whereas tonight I'm completely on my own in the middle of nowhere. So let's kick things off. I've got a little bit of a story to tell you. It's a true ghost story from the local area, and I'm going to read you that, and I believe this is possibly the location where this spirit resides, because back when I was a kid I remember hearing lots of stories about people witnessing the spirit in this area. So it could be a similar spirit or it could be the one from this tale, but I'm going to tell you the tale anyway, which is going to be fun reading it in the dark and at the location. It's a first. Okay, so here goes. Probably one of Shropshire's classic ghosts is that of a young lady dressed in white and headless. She was the victim of a highwayman who dragged her from her horse, robbed her and raped her. He then cut off her head in an attempt to ensure that his deed would not be discovered, or at least give him time to escape. His mistake was to sell various pieces of jewellery belonging to the unfortunate victim. A sharp-eyed relative saw the items and asked the shopkeeper whence they had come, and so it led to the highwayman's arrest. He was hanged for a foul deed beyond any redemption. It seems that the young lady had the last laugh, for at her place of death she stands, often headless. She is also seen on the grave of her murderer, as if to keep him in hell for eternity. So, from what I can gather, the highwayman was buried close by to where the murder took place, at the side of the road. So there's a couple of locations along this road where the story could actually come from, and there's no accurate details of exactly where this took place, but like I said, there's many stories that I heard when I was younger about this location where I'm stood now, and about people that witnessed a strange woman dressed in white just standing at the side of the road. So I'm going to crack on and get some equipment out, and we'll see if we can make contact with the lady or indeed the highwayman. See you in a sec. Right guys, before we kick off with any experiments, I'm just going to go ahead and show you a little bit about where I am. So I'm in the middle of a bit of a country lane right now. Wenlock is probably about a mile that way. There's my car. So somebody's been doing a little bit of dumping here again. It seems to be a common occurrence in mine and Fran's videos just lately, a bit of fly tipping. You may be able to hear I've got an owl for company somewhere in that bit of woodland over there. The lighting's pretty poor. I haven't brought a lot of equipment with me. I've just brought a pendulums, a dowsing rods, a K2, and heard like footsteps then, and a spirit box. So first things first, I'm going to start off with some K2. I'm going to get that out and see if I can get any hits. Now I'm going to focus mainly on this little area, because anyone who I've heard that's seen this spirit has seen her on this side of the road near this fence, and a picture that I'll probably post up when I'm telling my story will show her by a fence. So I call out to the lady that was murdered here, or any other spirits that may be here. Please come forward. Make yourself known. That little box that I've put on the fence post has got little lights on it. When you go near it, it'll light up. It's absolutely freezing, so if you see any mist, it's most likely my breath, because it's in minus figures at the moment, so it's not very warm out here at all. Come towards me and come towards that little grey box that I've put on the fence post. Can't even speak. So there's like a little bit of wood, I don't know if you can see, let me get my other light on. There's a little bit of a woodland area just here, which is between two large farmers' fields, and there's just like a little bit of a road here, and then the main road is just back up there. But yeah, those owls are going nuts. Oh, that didn't sound like an owl, some other creature. Oh, K2's going off. I don't know if the camera would have picked that up because my lights are quite bright. As always, phone is on flight mode. Thank you. I'm hoping the camera's picking this up because I've just turned the lights down, but I'll turn that one off. Can you make that device light up again for me? Come towards the device and just let me know that you're here. It's always when you're not looking in it. It's always the way. Well, yeah, we are in the middle of nowhere, so there's literally no overhead cables or anything. There's no houses near here. The nearest house is quite a way off. There's no buildings at all along this road. Please just step towards the grey box again and make it light up again. I know it's a bit like a parlour trick, but it just means that I can know that you're with me. Oh, it's going off again. Right, I might give another bit of equipment a go in a second. Now that we've established that we've perhaps got something with us, maybe whip out the pendulum or the dowsing rods. I think I'm going to have to put my gloves on though because my hands are absolutely freezing. Thank you. I hope the camera's picking up that light. Are you a female spirit? If you are, can you light up the lights, please? Oh, I hope you can see that. I'm just turning down the brightness of the camera, of the torch. Were you murdered here? Are you the lady from the stories? Oh, I really hope the camera's picking that up, but it is flashing just slightly on the green. First green. I have had it all the way up to orange. It might have even gone to red at one point. I'm going to turn slightly, see if it picks it up better. In fact, I've got my other little light on. I'm going to turn this one off briefly. Are you the lady that was murdered here? Step towards the device for yes. Light it up. Oh, that's better. Please come towards the little green light that's on the fence post again, just to let me know that you're still here with me. Don't mean you any harm, I just want to talk to you. As you can see, it is pretty pitch black out here without the lights on. Surprising amount of traffic still around though, considering we're in lockdown. Come on, move towards the green light and let me know that you're here. I really hope we managed to pick it up when I had the torch lights on, because it's seems to have stopped now. Let's give something else a try, I think. Right, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try a little bit of dowsing rods now, I think. I do struggle with pendulum, trying to keep it still in normal circumstances, but with it being so cold, I think dowsing is the way forward. I've got the K2 up here in view of the camera as well, so we'll be keeping an eye on that to see if we can get it to go off again. Okay. The spirit that made the K2 go off, the little grey box, made it light up. Can you come forward and move these rods to let me know that you're here? That's a very strange noise. That was an animal. That one before that one didn't sound very animal-y. Is that you? Move the rods again if that's you. always wonder when it points behind you as if it's trying to say, I'm behind you. At least I don't have frogs to contend with. Just the owls trying to freak me out. And the smell of cow poo. Right, gonna bring the rods back together. Okay, if you can show me with the rods a yes response, of signifying a yes response, so you can either cross the rods or you can spread them apart. Just show me your yes response. I know it takes a lot of effort, and I thank you very much. Okay, so crossing the rods over is a yes. Seem to find that happens all the time, to be honest, or most often. So if you're going to cross the rods for a yes, I'm going to assume that for a no, we're going to spread them apart. So can you just show me a no response? Spread them further apart. Okay. Are you the lady from the story that I read when I first got here? I'm going to take that for a yes. Are you here because you can't move on? Are you here because you don't want to move on? So you don't want to move on. I have a theory to why that might be, but I'll ask you that shortly. Okay, so in the story it says how your murderer was hung and his body buried near here. Is that true? Yes. Do you stay here to make sure that he stays in his resting place? Yes. Are you happy here? I'm going to say that's a no response. I think maybe we'll give spirit box to try, because I can't think of any other questions I might want to ask her with a yes or no response at the moment. So I'm hoping that we get some female responses through this spirit box. See you in a sec. Okay, I'm back and I'm going to give a spirit box session a little go now to see if we can get the lady to come forward and speak to us, maybe give us some more details like a name and things. So I'm just going to plug these in. I just heard a very loud like thudding, like footsteps coming from sort of here. I don't know what the camera's picking up, but that fucking freaked me out. And then just afterwards there's a dog barking, but that was in the distance. Fuck's sake. Oh, right. Okay, let's put this back in. As soon as I plug this in, so it's almost like something running towards me. Right, let's get this done. You can use this device in my hand to come and communicate with me. Female voice. Can you tell me your name, please? Come forward and tell me your name. My name's Shell. And I'm just here to come and communicate with you. There's a voice there. We'll see if I can turn the volume up. Me. If that was you, thank you for speaking to me, but I didn't quite catch what you said. Can you come forward and say, tell me your name, please? Let's see if I can increase the sound a little bit. Because there are very faint responses coming through, but that's better. Now that I've sorted the sound out, can you come forward and tell me your name? Can you tell me how old you were when you died? Do you have a message you'd like to share with me? please come forward and talk to me? That's a male and a female voice then. Now we've got the sound of traffic, but I keep hearing some fucking weird noises. Excuse my language. The owls have seemed to have quietened down. It's probably too cold for them. Don't blame them. It's bloody freezing. Okay, so I'm going to call it a night. I think haven't really got many more responses from the K2 or the spirit box. It's too cold to do any more pendulum or dicing, so I can't feel my fingers now. But it's certainly, and it's getting very misty as well. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but it's quite foggy out now. So I don't want to be out here much more on my own, so I'm going to call it here. I think it's definitely worth checking out the location though, and I'm pretty certain there is something here, and I did make some communication with the spirit of the lady. So before I go, I'm just going to say, if she's still here with me, thank you for your communication tonight. Thank you for allowing me to come here and speak with you. So that's me on my first solo investigation for Coven Paranormal. Over and out. Good night, guys. You can find this story and many others in Ascot Davis's Haunted Shropshire, although this book is proving to be rather difficult to get hold of, as I myself have been searching for a copy for over a year now. One thing worth mentioning that you didn't see in the video is that during the investigation I had significant battery drain on both my camera and my mobile phone. My mobile phone was on almost 100% when I left the house. I was out for about an hour and a half, just over an hour and a half, and when I got home I was down to 12%. Also, the footsteps and sounds that I was hearing, the camera doesn't seem to pick them up, but it was definitely as though something or someone had run towards me as I plugged in the spirit box. There was definite heavy footsteps on the ground there right next to me, so that was kind of freaky. I think maybe we might go back, maybe as a bigger team, maybe for M&A, but until then, this is me over and out. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe and all that fun stuff. So until next time, good night, guys.